Why is it so hard to check on someone we care about, especially when they're struggling? What if the issue isn't lack of concern, but an internal system trying to protect us from discomfort? Today, we're walking through our framework to understand why we hesitate and how to reach out in ways that actually help.
Welcome to Communication Skills for Working Women. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Rose May. Do you find yourself second guessing or avoiding conversations because you're worried about being misunderstood?
You're not alone. On this show, we're sharing tangible tools for assertiveness, emotional resilience, and real life communication wins and fails.
Let's sharpen our communication together.
Today, we wanted to invite you to think about a time when you were struggling. Did you reach out and ask for help right away? Or did you go quiet and hope someone would notice you? In reality, most people do wait for someone to reach out to them. And yet, when someone doesn't check on us, we assume people don't care, when in reality, people do care, and most likely we just don't look like there's anything wrong with us.
Mm-hmm. So true.
This is a paradox, and we're going to take some time to understand it today.
Just going off of like a conversation we had like 2 minutes ago, we were talking about school and the weather in the East and in the Midwest and how kids are missing school and they've been home from school. And I just thought, I said out loud, I was like, who wants to be home with their kids all week, missing school like this? But then as we pulled up this episode, I thought about, people who might be struggling right now because of that, right? Or even people who are struggling with the current political climate. So what is it that prevents us from doing this? And what do we actually want to be able to do? I think most of us want to check on our friends when they're quiet or when we don't hear from them. We want people that we care about to know that they're not alone. We want to reach out even when we don't know what to say. And we want to be the kind of friend who shows up, not just thinks about showing up, right? And I don't think the goal here is to fix anyone. It's more about connection. So we're talking about identifying what we want. We want to check on our friends, want people that we care about to know that they're not alone. We want to reach out even when we don't know what to say, and we want to be the kind of friend that shows up.
So then we want to think about what are we doing or not doing around this? We want to connect with others, right? Whether this is we're talking a little bit more socially and
Yeah.
personally right now, but even at work, like what you want to connect with people. We're human beings. We are meant for connection, even if it makes us feel uncomfortable and
Totally.
whatnot. We are meant to connect. What are you doing or not doing? When you notice someone getting quiet, you might think about reaching out, but never follow through. I've definitely been guilty of that. I
Mm.
might draft a message in a text or an email and then not send it.
Yep. Me
I
too.
might wait for them to reach out to me or wait till I like run into them and, let the opportunity kind of present itself. I might tell myself that they just need space. They don't need me. I don't need to be getting in their business. They just need space. I will definitely overthink what to do or say until the moment passes and then it's just gone. Sometimes I might mention that I'm worried about this individual to somebody else instead of
I've
going
done that.
directly to them,
I can think of
right?
a clear example when I did that the other day, and I was like, I suppose I could just reach out to them instead of talking about, oh, I wonder how so and so's doing. So
Right?
stupid. It's so ridiculous.
And then we might feel guilty or just stay stuck where we are. So these aren't character flaws by any stretch of the imagination. This is just really good information for us to gather and to look at in through a critical lens, not critical as in judgment, but just an objective lens where we're just going like, oh, this is information. These are the things I'm doing or not doing, and they either help my connection or they don't help my connection.
So, what are some common worries that might come up? What are we afraid of, when it comes to what are we afraid might happen if we reach out? Some common worries include I'll bother them. I've heard people say that quite often, actually, in therapy. I'll bother them. I don't want to bother anyone. I'll say the wrong thing. They won't respond. I'll make things awkward. I'll find out they don't actually want to hear from me. And these fears, I mean, they don't stop us because they're irrational, right? They're protective fears, right? They stop us because they feel like they're protecting us from either feelings or interactions or situations that we don't want to be in.
So, what are you really committed to protecting? So, underneath those worries are hidden commitments, right? I'm committed to not being intrusive, committed to not making things worse. I'm committed to avoiding rejection or embarrassment. I'm committed to having the right words before I act. So these commitments sound caring, but they really often create distance when connection is what is needed most. And I can attest to that. We just actually recently had a friend whose parent passed away unexpectedly, and I wanted to reach out and I didn't, and then ended up talking with them, and it was very nice. And I wish that I hadn't held back and I would have made that connection earlier.
The next step is to think about what you must be assuming for these commitments to feel necessary. Some common assumptions include if they wanted to talk, they'd reach out. Or if I reach out and they don't respond, it means I bothered them. Or people who are struggling need space, not check ins. Or I'm not good at this. Or if I were a better friend, I'd know exactly what to say. These assumptions feel true. Just like we said earlier, the best thing about them is they're testable. So the next step is to experiment.
I love the experiment step because it's the actions, it's the things we can do. Instead of waiting for certainty, take the step and do these experiments. So, we are going to give you 4 experiments. The first one, try the no response needed message. This is really nice. We'll give you a couple examples. Thinking about you, no need to respond. I just wanted you to know I care. Send that in a text or an email. Another one, I've noticed you've been quiet lately, just checking in.
I do this all the time. Um, and most of the time people will respond. But I also think it's just nice for people to know that they don't have to respond, right? Sometimes when I've received that email, I will just heart it or thumbs up it, right? Um, Especially like if I know that I don't need to respond. This is one of my favorite ways to check in with people. Not to avoid people, like I don't want, I'm avoiding their responses, just to remove the pressure of feeling like they have to respond.
It's very supportive to the individual because you're not saying don't respond.
Right.
You're just leaving it very open-ended and meeting people where they're at.
Yeah.
The next experiment you can try is make a specific low pressure offer. I'm grabbing coffee tomorrow. Can I drop one off for you? I'm taking a walk this weekend if you want to join. No pressure. These I think are really nice. I do these as well. Like, I'm going on a walk. Would you like to join? People are generally pretty good at just saying yes or no and feeling your intent in those low pressure offers.
Yeah.
Name what you've noticed without diagnosing.
Nobody wants a diagnosis.
Nobody wants a diagnosis. I've noticed you've been quieter than usual. I care about you. Or I miss seeing you around. Those are just great things that you've noticed. All facts, no emotion. I've just noticed you're quiet and I care. And the last experiment we're sharing is show up consistently. So, a weekly thinking of you text or message, sending a song or a meme with no words attached, and
A meme is the best. I
can
love getting a meme. Actually, if someone I know sends me a meme and maybe we haven't talked in a little while, I have one friend who does this all the time. It's like instant connection because it's usually something that just the two of us find really funny. Or that is something symbolic of our relationship of how our humor works. That is actually really it makes me feel instant connection. I will say that.
and then just continue with the gentle invitations. Just reach out to people and just let them know that you're there. Consistency really does build trust, and it allows that other person to show up when they're ready, when you aren't expecting an immediate response.
Last step, after you reach out, notice how did it actually go? Did it feel as risky as you expected? And what happened to you when you showed up? Let the evidence, not the fear, inform what you believe next. So here's your assignment this week. Think of one person who's been quiet. Take some time to consider our communication framework, right? Your improvement goal, your competing commitment, your big assumption. Choose one small experiment and then reach out before you talk yourself out of it. Notice what happens. And remember, you don't need perfect words. Reaching out is not intrusive, silence is. And small gestures create a big impact. Your friend may be waiting for someone to notice.
Reaching out really is not about having all the answers. It's about letting someone know that they're not invisible and that they are not alone. Test your assumptions, send the text, make the call, show up. Your quiet friend is waiting not to be fixed, but to be seen. And my guess right now is there's a lot of quiet friends out there
Yeah.
dealing with a lot of things,
Hmm.
and anyone could probably use you to reach out to them at this time. So if you've thought of somebody during this episode, send them the episode or even just send a text right now. Don't think about it much more. If this episode was helpful, share it and leave a review. It helps other awesome women find this. Visit our website, communicateconnectthrive.com, or you can always email us at communicationskillsforwomen@gmail.com. Until next time, speak clearly and listen bravely.
When you feel confident in your communication, everything changes.
We'd love to hear your wins, failures, and insights on Instagram at Communication Skills for Women. Leave a review and connect with us.
Until next time, speak clearly and listen bravely.